Period.
What's up, Lions Nation? It is the reaction show for We Are Lions Nation podcast. I am the Soul Man. We got Smoking Jeremy B and the Stat Man in the house, and we do have a guest. Big Dan is joining us right now, possibly getting a couple more guys to pop in as well. So, Lions lose another one right at the last minute, and we're going to talk all about it and get your reactions for that game. And that countdown, guys, that starts
Now.
All right, welcome in. We got people jumping in the comments already. Let's take a look. Quinn Cook is jumping in the comments, fellas. But let's bring in, first off, we got Big Dan joining us again. So let's bring in Big Dan. What's up, Big Dan?
Hey, how's it going? A little heartbroken after this loss. It sucks. It happened again, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? You know, I mean, it's.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk all about it and get everybody's thoughts here. I just want to jump down the comments real quick. We got Quinn Cook saying, "Hey guys," and then Facebook user says, "What's up, guys?" I'm not sure who's
going on.
What's up?
That's probably Chicken Nugget King and not reading his DMs again. Go to your DMs. I sent you the link, Chicken Nugget King.
Yeah. Anybody watching, just let me know if you want to jump in. We could sure make that possible. This is just our reaction show. It is not the post-game show, just so everybody is not confused. And we already had quite a debate going on before the show even started. So looking forward to getting into that. And let's do it. Let's get initial thoughts on the game. Let's start out with you're the guest right now, Big Dan. So let's start out with you.
Yeah, like I said, I thought our defense played great most of the game. Unfortunately, towards the end, it wasn't when it mattered. But offense has got to score in the red zone, guys, regardless of the play call or whatever. They got to figure something out down there, and we failed to do it. So, I mean, ultimately, that's what cost us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agree. I talked about the Lions need to play four-quarter football. Did they get points in the first half? Yeah. But did they play 4 quarters of offensive football? I don't think they did at all. I don't think they did. I think the offense looked stagnant too much at times and just not doing anything. So that's my thought. I know Smoker Jersey, you disagree with that.
I totally disagree. This is finally an offensive production game, all 4 quarters. We got to the red zone every quarter. Yes, there was 2 turnovers, but we were in the red zone all 4 quarters. We scored pretty much in all 4 quarters. So you could say it wasn't a 4-quarter game. You're full of it.
No, absolutely.
This was by far Taylor Goff's best game. The one guy made a jump of the route to get that. That was not – the other guy had 2 steps on his defender. He was wide open. The other guy was covering the guy underneath. He jumped sideways by 3 yards and made a one-handed grab.
Oh, you're talking about specific things, but if you look at the whole game as a whole, it was not a 4-quarter game from that offense.
I completely disagree. It was not a 4-quarter game by the defense because they gave up the game-winning drive. If it wasn't a 4-quarter game by the offense, they wouldn't have taken the lead at all.
Statman? Well, before we get your thoughts, Chicken Nugget King has just popped in, so let's bring him in.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up,
Chicken Nugget?
I finally arrived.
We got the Single Dads Club commenting, "Get Golf out of here," and also
can't afford
what's
to,
up, guys?
We can't afford to get rid of Goff.
Don't we have him for like
million.
Don't we have him
We
for
got
like
for
the
a
next 3
minimum
years?
of 3 years. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He's actually on contract for 4.
Let's go over to Statman and get your reaction.
I'd have to say I disagree with Jeremy. I think our defense played outstanding. If it wasn't for our defense stripping the ball in the end with 2 minutes left, we wouldn't have had the chance to win that game because I don't think our offense would have been able to drive all the way down the field on them. So I would have to disagree with the offense as being the reason why they went ahead, because that defense is what put them in position time and time again and stopped Minnesota over and over and over again. That gave us all the opportunities on offense, and we just couldn't do it on a consistent basis. That's my opinion.
I mean, if you're gonna win, you gotta. Field goals are great; it's points, but you got to be able to score touchdowns in that red zone when we do get there.
And we did. And we did.
One
touchdown.
Doesn't matter. It was.
And they let us get that touchdown. And then the defense at the end of the game completely blows it and blows those two big passes. So, yeah, but that defense, if they wouldn't have played like they did, it would have been a whole different ball game from start to finish. They did.
And if Minnesota's defense wouldn't have played like they did, it'd have been a whole different ball game. You can say that however you want. The defense failed the game. We had it won.
I got to say the play calling on offense was a lot more balanced, more run heavy, like we're supposed to be. It helped out. But Goff,
I seen the offense, period.
Goff just, I don't know what's wrong with him right now. I honestly don't.
Nothing wrong with him.
On that
great
drive,
play by Everson Griffin, the strip sack. He pulled the ball out of his hand. It wasn't the normal Goff gets hit and just drops the ball.
On that play that Goff threw the pick, I don't like the call of throwing it across the middle. I get the guy made a great read or whatever, but maybe a different play should have been drawn up or something. I don't know, but throwing across the middle is dangerous.
Yeah, always is.
Well, we got Quinn Cook saying guys, and then Ben Robinson says at least Stafford won. I guess. And
I don't care about Stafford.
That doesn't help me.
Quinn Cook says 2 fumbles and picks the last 2 weeks. This is I can see in a way what you're saying, Jeremy B. I can see what you're saying as far as the balance. I said that when we were watching the game. I said it looked like a lot more balance was going on, but we weren't making I still think the offense was stagnant. It didn't look very good to me. I think the offense could have did way more than what they did.
I was happier with this offense than the last 4 weeks.
Single Dads Club says, blog, I don't care. I like Goff, but we have to make everything perfect for this guy to produce. O-line dropped the ball as well. And our secondary is just too green mixed with trash.
Yeah.
Well, overall, I think that we played a 50-50 type game, but we still hung in there. We still hung in tough, and we still tried to get the win. I mean, 0-5 is 0-5, and we got to, just amp it up a little bit more and just take a win against the Bengals, and do better than what we did today. You know what I'm saying? Just go up 100, you know what I'm saying? Not just 50-50, but go up 100. Play to a bigger expectation than what you had weeks before,
I mean, if you've seen, I don't know if anybody caught the press conference at all after the game, but Dan Campbell was emotional as hell on that press conference, like tears in his eyes. Like you could tell he's in it just as hard as the players are, and he wants it for them so bad. And I feel like they want it too, but if we could, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain, but I think Statman is kind of on the same page as I am. When you look at the offense today, it just didn't seem like the offense was as in it as the defense was. And if we would have been able to put both of those together, I think we would have easily won that game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Real quick here, guys. I am going to – where are you at, buddy? All right. We got our buddy Quinn Cook wants to hop in for a little bit, so
send him a link.
Send him the link, and he should be hopping in here pretty soon. Get his thoughts and reaction for the game. Big Dan, you've heard Jeremy B's side of it. You heard Statman, myself. chicken nugget. I mean, just taking away what everybody said so far. Where are you at?
You know, regardless of the what happened with the offense in the in that first half and all that, we still, like we saw, we still battled back. What happened to us today almost reminded me of that Ravens game. That 3rd and long, you got to figure out a way to make a stop. Even though the defense played great for the most part, you can't play prevent defense there. You got to get more pressure on that quarterback, and you got to get a stop there. Offensively, we still got to figure out a way to score down there. But even then, we were still in the lead, and you got to figure out how to get a stop there and not play that prevent defense because, as we see, that hasn't worked.
Now, I'm not going to say that the offense didn't have some good things going because I did. I agree with you, Smoking Jeremy B, on that aspect. Is that we've seen some better things than we did the weeks before. The offense seemed a lot more balanced, which I liked a lot. They ran the ball and threw the ball. It wasn't just throwing the ball and making crappy play decisions. I think there was a few of them that were iffy. But other than that, Smoking Jeremy B, I think the offense played okay. I think the game plan was better, but when you get to where it counts, they still couldn't produce. Why do you think that is then? Let me ask you. Why do you think that the offense can't score?
That defense actually has a secondary. That defense actually has linebackers. What have I said all season we lack on defense? Linebackers, safety play, secondary, in general, correct?
Correct.
And it just goes to show, look at Justin Jefferson, 8 catches for over 100 and some odd yards and a touchdown.
But did we?
You can't allow that.
I feel like they stepped up on him, though. I do feel like they stepped up on
for
him
one quarter. They stopped him from catching passes for one quarter.
He actually didn't get a touchdown. I believe the only one that scored a touchdown was Madison.
And then again, the defense played well. I think did a pretty good job of containing the run today as well.
120 yards is containing the run.
I think they did good. I don't know. Where was the touchdowns at, Jeremy?
There was a bunch of missed tackles.
Where was
Derek Barnes being a huge one? Is the reason why he had over 120 yards.
Yep.
But wait, that one big run, they didn't score on.
That's where he got most of those yards, though.
That was 50
on that one big run.
That was 50 of it.
So it would have been like 70-something yards if Derek Barnes would have made that one tackle.
Well, Uncle Bud pops in and says,
what about the other 4 guys after him that hit him and bounced off? There was 5 guys that missed the tackle on that play.
I thought the 2 best players on the defense were our safeties.
They made some key plays, but they also lost some plays. They were way out of position in the receiving game.
It was actually not a bad game from Anzalone also. That's probably his best game today as well.
I agree
That's
with
2 good games by him in a row. It's shocking.
Yeah.
He actually stepped it up. I like the way he played.
Let's welcome in real quick. We got Quinn Cook joining us right now, and Uncle Bud commented it was a heartbreaker. And then we got the Single Dads Club coming in and said felt bad for MC and DC. Quinn Cook, welcome to the reaction show. What's your reaction?
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
What's going on?
Sore as hell. Sore as hell, guys. I'm sore as hell.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I bet.
How's
I
your
got
brother
something
doing?
to show you. So he has a really bad brain injury. But so it wasn't Vernon's fault. We got hit by a guy at 110 miles an hour and went airborne.
I understand that. I wasn't going to lay blame on anybody.
Yeah, prayers go out to him, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The drive shaft's out. There's glass everywhere. Yeah. hit us. We hit a guardrail at like 95 within or 100 and something with impact. We were going like 80. Hit the guardrail, went airborne, and started flipping.
Damn. Well, I mean, you guys are both alive and you are up and walking. So, I mean, there must have been somebody watching over you anyway during that. So, glad to
Absolutely.
see.
Very
glad to
lucky,
see
man.
that.
The troopers even said if we didn't have our seatbelts on, me and Brennan both would have been dead.
More than likely.
Well, thank God you were wearing your seatbelt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hope for the best for your brother as well. Hope for a speedy recovery. He gets back on his feet soon.
Praise go out
Yeah,
to
man,
you.
it was scary.
So, what do
Well,
you think
it
about
was-
the
it was
game
scary.
overall?
We got an attorney involved, so we're going to be suing the hospital and the Montana Highway Patrol. So,
well, Quinn, let's get your reaction for the Lions game. What is your thoughts, man?
yeah, I appreciate you guys checking on us, though. Means a lot.
Yeah.
So, what's your
Man, I
initial
thought we had
thoughts,
that in the
Quinn?
books tonight. I thought we had that game in the books, man. I was stoked. I was like, oh my God, the Lions are winning. And then bam.
Yeah, another heartbreaker for sure. Man, I got to go back to you, Smoking Jerry B, because you're. I mean, you seem pretty intense on this whole thing, and I'm right there with you, buddy. I am. I want you to understand that. I see your points, but I don't know how you can look at that and say that the offense played. You didn't see you didn't see that what I'm talking about? Like it didn't seem
No,
stagnant to you?
I saw consistent play throughout the whole damn game. Yes, there was turnovers. That's going to happen. It's football. There's a reason they track that stat. That guy jumped the route. The guy was open. He had 2 steps on that guy. You can say what you want. The other guy was 3 yards to the left of the play, jumps across to the right, makes a one-handed grab to get the pick.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We got Single Dads Club. Look, we all thought that the Vikings were going to murder us. I called 35-0 Vikings once again. A lot of miscues, bad pass protection, and golf being a goof through most of the game except 2 minutes. We got PC Payload coming in the house. What's up, PC? He says, what's up, gentlemen? Well, again, we had a chance, but our old baby hands foils up again. Another one going with the golf. And
that wasn't a baby hands fumble, though. It was a good strip sack by a great player. I mean, Everson Griffin did it right. He grabbed the ball and yanked it out of his hands. It wasn't a baby hands fumble. It wasn't just because he got hit and dropped the ball. It got stripped. So I don't blame that on his tiny hands. I blame that on a defensive player making a great play.
Well, we didn't see so many miscues this game. We did see some offense. We did see them not taking so many chances on 4th down with going for it, things like that, getting the points when necessary. And we did see the defense step up. There were some. So I guess that in the takeaways there's good and there's bad and there's better than last week, if I could say it that way. Everything seemed to look a lot better than last week. We did like PC's comment. I like that comment that he just threw in there as far as, not PC. Hold on. I think it was a Single Dads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Minnesota, a lot of people said that Minnesota is going to come out and annihilate us, and we didn't allow that to happen. And I feel like just a little bit more from that offense, we probably could have had that lead and held on to it.
A little bit more from the defense, we win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's both ways.
Let me rephrase it. How about a little bit more from the offense in the first 2 quarters, and then we may not have had to be in the situation we were in at the end of the game to where we had to rely on all that. We could have had a nice, comfortable lead.
That was the 2 trips to the red zone that were turnovers. What do you expect him to do? He tried to hit an open receiver. A guy jumped the pass. It was a great defensive play. The other red zone trip was a fumble on a strip sack by Everson Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
We scored other than
Payload.
that in the first half.
PC Payload comes in and says, I saw the ball coming loose before that, Jeremy. He said, watch the replay.
I did. That's where I saw his hand actually grab it.
No, I'll have to go back and take a look at it myself, for sure. Hey, everybody that's watching, thank you for jumping in and taking it. This is just our initial reaction show, so thanks for hopping in and watching with us. Remember, if you are watching, you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like and share. Chicken Nugget King.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, man? You're hearing everything from everybody. I mean,
everybody was on point. Everybody was just being, honest about the game and how we played. We kept it tight. We kept it tight to the end. It's a heartbreaker, but if there's one thing we gotta do is start being healthy and not having too many penalties and not, shoot ourselves in the foot and play around. We gotta keep playing with confidence and keep our head up. And I like the fact that we're just trying, you know what I'm saying? That we're trying to, keep up with the best teams. A lot of us thought we were going to lose to the Vikings, but we didn't do that, so we was hanging tough, like the old new kids on the block song, hanging tough. So, again, I think we got a good chance of trying to get a win against the Bengals next week. And, we just got to make sure that we do better.
We got the Single Dads Club saying we did fight hard, that's for sure. But damn, did we not learn from the Baltimore prevent defense? And that comes in, hashtag, are the Lions cursed?
No, not at all.
This has nothing to do with the cursed. Because actually, Minnesota was more penalized than the Lions were.
Man, PC, I wish you were available right now because you seem to be wanting to be pretty active. Could have got you in here tonight.
But obviously, they were more penalized. But you know how the game is and how it goes to us. They gonna give us penalties. They gonna try to cost us the game and make us feel like we don't deserve that win when we know we deserve that win. You know what I'm saying? Because we are overall the better team than the other opponent is. I don't care what nobody say. We are better than that.
I agree with you 100%. I still think they're going to get 11 wins.
No, Jeremy, please remind him again.
I think you're hitting that hopium pipe way too hard.
PC Payload says, regardless, we played way better than I thought we would. Love Campbell's pressure. Him getting choked up and showing that kind of passion really makes me feel good about the future. Yeah, and I had mentioned that earlier. That press conference to me, that was awesome. That shows how invested Dan Campbell really is in the, how he's so attached to it. He wants the damn win for the players, probably just as bad or more than they do. And, but they got to want it too. And I think they do. I think the players, they want that win too. It's got to be heartbreaking to keep losing like they have been. I don't know, man. But they keep trying every week. I mean, they keep trying every damn week. A lot of teams might just poof. The old Lions team with Patricia would have been out week 3. They wouldn't even have tried any further than that. So we do have to give them some props for that.
Absolutely. It takes heart and soul. It takes a lot of heart and soul. And, to show that much emotion and let us know that you care about winning. You know what I'm saying? Just like we care about winning, just like the team should care about winning. We need to put that all together and build that chemistry within so that way this team can have that identity to say we can win this game. We will go into this game winning. We will go in week after week and play great 60 minutes of 40 or, 48 up or maybe 50 down of a good football game. We got to make sure that we keep up that pressure. From that front defensive line, they did a good job of, stopping the run and being more, more aggressive. And, we gotta, do what we gotta do and get the job done. We can't just, slack off, keep going, keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be winners. We got a bright future.
Yeah. Statman, you haven't spoken a little bit. What's your thoughts right now? I know you've been thinking about what everybody's been saying.
I think what other coach are you going to find that actually wanted to come to Detroit and coach the team that's been the laughing stock of the NFL for the last, 60 years? I mean, Campbell is the right guy for the job.
Well, without a doubt.
Now, is Goff our real future? I have no idea at this point. He's one of the top guys in turnovers since 2016. I don't know if you guys seen that statistic at the beginning of the
I
game.
already knew this.
So, I mean, that's going to continue to happen in every game until we get that figured out. I don't know. I might rescind my 11 wins prediction and say now let's shoot for a top draft pick.
I've been there.
I can't go that far yet. Not yet.
Calm down, soul man. You gotta understand. Reality is truth. All right. We can't just be saying 11 wins. The reality is truth. It's a rebuild year now. It's 4-13. That's what's gonna happen at this point.
You know,
If you
you know
go
what-
off of what everybody says, the coaches, players, everyone, this is not a rebuild, according to everyone that's in the organization.
They say that.
So
They say
do
that,
say that.
but if it wasn't a rebuild, we wouldn't have made the trade for Goff from Stafford.
Wouldn't even
stuck
get
with
them 3
Stafford.
first rounders.
We'd have asked. We wouldn't have taken all the extra picks. We'd have tried to build around Stafford.
I wish we would have gotten the original trade with Aaron Donald.
That was
Dude,
never an
Scope
offer.
says MCDC is a gem. Golf is not the future unless they fix his field of vision.
The original trade was actually we almost traded Stafford to the Carolina Panthers. That was accepted in principle by the Senior Bowl, so we would have had Teddy Bridgewater in their first round picks, other than Jared Goff and what we got. So
I know there was talks by our general manager wanting Aaron Donald in that trade instead of Stafford, and we were going to try to shoot for less picks out of him.
You mean?
I heard there was talks about it. Yeah, instead of Goff.
but they weren't trading him.
Oh, I know that, but it would have been nice to have Aaron Donald instead of Goff.
Aaron Donald would have been a huge splash. Everybody in this panel knows this. He would be a huge splash, and he would, make a good impact on the defense.
Hey,
Mhm.
PC Payload, if you are still watching, buddy, I did send you over that invite. So it's to your Twitter messenger. So check that out. Go ahead and hop in. He did say he's available, so he wants to hop in and chat with us. So hopefully we will see
Absolutely.
him soon.
More the merrier.
Goff is here for 2 to 3 years, regardless.
Yeah, I know.
And the main
It
reason
sucks.
why
But
is $61.5 million dead cap this year. So if you add that to the 50, that puts us well over the cap. And guess what that does when you're over the cap? Every week
Fucks
you're
you.
over the cap, you lose your late round picks, and it keeps going to the front round picks. Too many weeks in the season.
Even though it's still too early, do you think at some point in the upcoming draft, Detroit drafts a quarterback anyway?
If it is, it's going to be mid to late round. There is that QB class is trash. Look at everybody they've been talking about. They've all screwed up. They all don't look good.
Yeah.
Next year will be a better QB class.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. I think as far as draft wise goes, I think we all know, besides golf, we all know where the Smoking Jeremy B, you mentioned this before. We all know where they need help. We all know.
Yeah.
Defense and wide receiver. That's what
All
they
right.
need.
We are going to bring in Mr. The man formerly known as PC Payload is joining us. What's up, PC?
what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
What's going
How you
on?
doing?
Well, PC, welcome in. This is our just after game reaction show, so let's get your reaction.
What's up? I got 2 feeds going. Let me close one of these down here.
Oh,
Oh.
wrong one.
We closed the wrong one. He'll be back. We'll wait.
But yeah, Jeremy, we're definitely going after defense and wide receiver for sure in this year's upcoming draft. It's the year after, we're probably going to go after a quarterback because there's plenty of strong quarterbacks coming after that.
You
So,
sprinkle in a right guard and some depth for the O-line just in case the injury bug bites us again, and that's pretty much going to sum up your draft.
yep. And then you go ahead and find what you want.
All right, PC, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So, what is your just initial reactions to the Vikings game today?
Well, I had my fridge full of beer, so it wasn't so bad. But um, yeah, you know what? It came down to that. I wasn't surprised that they found a way to come back because that seems to be their MO. But and I guess I wasn't surprised the Vikings walked down the field. I mean, our zone defense at Russian 3, what the hell? 2 weeks or what? 2 out of the last 3 weeks. When you're in that situation, what do you expect's going to happen? So yeah, I don't get that. He was super aggressive, went for the 2 points. I figured, okay, well, he's going to blitz this time, right? We're just going to blitz and force Cousins to do something stupid, and they just didn't do it. And so it's not. Yeah, it's not. I was going to say it. I was getting into it with Jeremy a little bit. It's not that it's Goff's fault. That's not fair. It's a team effort, but doesn't help, man. It does not help. So
never said it helped, but
yeah.
Well, obviously
I'm just saying,
they need
those two plays were great defensive plays that caused the turnovers that were that everybody's keying on in the red zone. That's what I'm getting at. It wasn't just.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Hodge, when he was in that slant, had 2 steps on the guy that was covering him behind him. So that ball was on a rope. It wasn't just a lob like it normally was. That was a fastball, and the guy just reached out and snatched it midair. It was a fantastic defensive play.
I agree with that one. The other one, I saw the ball like when he turned before. Who was the defender on that one?
Griffin.
Griffin. Before he got there, you could see Goff kind of see him coming, and he goes to tuck the football, and it turns and goes sideways, and then Griffin knocked it out. So that ball was already loose before Griffin got to it. So it was an instinctual move. I think anybody would have done the same thing because he was thinking he was going to have to protect the ball. And so the ball was moving before Griffin got to it. But if Griffin wouldn't have got there, sure, he might have been able to pull that back in. But that's not what happens. So that's all I was referring to.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But still, at the point, he got it to his body when Griffin hit him.
Correct.
And because it wasn't quite secured, he was able to swat it out. It was still a great defensive play. He had that up and saw what was going on.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I
mean, it isn't all on Goff, but it isn't all on the defender. I'm just saying it was a great defensive play that caused that fumble. Now, what happened to the check down guy? Once again, the check down guy that's supposed to chip and then run out, he just cleared out. So he wasn't there to chip Griffin on the way through. Granted, do you want Swift chipping Evers and Griffin? Probably not. But
I don't know. He ran over some dudes. I walked out.
Oh, in that touchdown round, there was somebody that posted in another one of the Facebook groups, and he says, "Why are we running Swift instead of Williams?" He goes, "He never goes through contact." I said, "Well, he went through 5 guys on the way to the end zone."
Yeah,
I think the ground game was good. I think, I mean, we didn't have a ton of yards, but I think the ground game was good. They stuck with it for most of the game, and look what happened. We stayed with it. So discipline wise, I think discipline was actually really good. I mean, how many penalties? We didn't have any false starts. I mean, it was great. Like, if you look at, there's a lot of positives, but you play a soft zone defense with a bunch of, basically practice squad guys at this point. What do you expect to happen? Jefferson's going to tear you up. He was tearing us up all game. So that kind of stuff is going to happen. It's growing pains, but we were in that game. And they fought to the end. And I mentioned about Campbell's presser, man. He got really emotional and choked up. I was almost getting emotional watching him. Like, that's my coach. And I made a comment. And if you want to go read it, it was kind of an emotional comment to his emotional reaction. I'm like, to all you haters that just keep saying fire Campbell, just walk away. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need the hate. We don't need the ignorance. Learn how building a football team works, and then come back. But don't be some fair weather Lions fan. We don't need you. It's just it's negativity that we've seen my whole life. 44 years old, almost 45 now. My whole life I've seen the negativity, and I'm sick of it. I can't have a conversation with my brother-in-law. I can't have a conversation with my mother about it. It's just instant hate or instant negativity, and I'm done with it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to stand behind this staff and give them a chance. That's where I say.
I saw here, the most consistent
we all thought.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Big Dan.
Yeah, sorry about interrupting, but me and Jeremy have talked about, and what you just said, PC. We all thought that this season was going to be ugly. We knew it was going to be bad. despite what our record ends up being when it's all said and done, Dan Campbell and this front office is going to get a pass for the first year, maybe even the second, because it takes time to rebuild your team. So I mean, everyone knew it was going to be ugly this year, and a lot of us didn't expect too much. So I mean,
Yeah, right when the season started, I told myself I just want to see him fight in every game. That's all I want to see. I want to see the young players get a chance to develop, and I want to see him fight back. That's all I was asking for. And I'm telling people, if you got a problem with 0-5, take a piece of duct tape and put it right over where they put that on the TV. Just stick it right on the TV and don't look at it. And focus on the game and look at the development. And you're going to see a lot of good things going on here. We just don't have the right players right now. There's a lot of holes to fill. There are some players that will probably, maybe a couple handfuls that will make it to next year. But man, we need 2 great drafts. We need a bunch of good free agency, and just give it some time. We'll get there.
That's the thing. I like what you just said there, PC, because that is the thing that you got to remember is that and Smoke and Jerry B has said this, the stat man, we've all said it. There's so many broken pieces from the year before and the year before.
Oh, it's a disaster.
And
it's an absolute cap disaster. It's a disaster in every way possible. Campbell's dealing with a mess.
To see how close this team is, though, to see how competitive they really can be in games, that just even right now with the team that they have, that has to tell you something. I think that we were this close to winning just about every single game that we played, and we should already have a win in our.
Did you hear who was the 2 guys calling the game? A guy on the left. What was his name?
Myers.
He was actually the first time. Yeah, the first time I heard anybody talk positive about the Lions on a broadcast, he's like, "Look, they should have won that game against Baltimore." He flat out said there shouldn't even have been a play for Baltimore to run at the end of that game.
Right.
And he works for the network that's basically hiring these people in the background. It all happens in the background anyway. So for them to basically come out and say, "Look, they're getting screwed, and we like where this team is going," that hasn't happened. It was always like, "Yeah, they're getting screwed. Who cares?" That's pretty much how it's been.
And on the Fox pregame show, even Terry Bradshaw said this team is not as bad as they look as far as their record.
No,
I saw that.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're getting over that whole shock value of, Campbell saying, talk about knee biting and wearing racing helmets. I think they're finally getting over that. Okay, it was clickbait, but nobody cares anymore. On to the next story. And now they're starting to see that's not fake. That's not just a show. That's who he is. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to change for them. So if you don't like it, too bad, but you got to deal with me now. And that's what I really like about it.
And I think Brad Holmes is doing a great job discovering these undrafted free agent talents. Jerry Jacobs has played very well. He played very well in this game.
That was very impressive.
AJ Parker is another one. I mean, who else out there in management finds these guys? Brad Holmes is the right guy for the job as well. And I think we just got to give him a year or two, and I think you'll start seeing a winning football team, and you're going to start seeing that winning atmosphere that everybody's been waiting to see.
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to say too.
Yeah, you got to be happy with 5 or 6 wins next year. I mean, honestly, you got to be prepared for that.
I actually think it'll be more because they have enough cap room to make some damage in free agency to get somebody.
Free agency is going to be the place they're going to do their best.
Because we're only carrying over 7.3 in dead cap, but our dead cap this year is 50. So when that rolls over, that's an additional 43 million. Then you have the $25 million increase, which puts you right around 68. Flowers, I don't know, because when he's healthy, he's playing well. Week 1 and week 5, he played very well.
He's never going to get another 90. So, I mean, what are you going to do with that?
Another 90, but maybe try to restructure him to clear the cap for the remaining 3 years.
Yeah, if he wants to stick around, I mean, I'm fine with the veteran leadership. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm saying if you restructure him to a $10 million a year guy, that's actually about what he's worth. He's not worth 15. That's for sure.
No, well, that's one more thing that we gotta figure out that we got thrown into. I should say I'm not dealing with the money, but
even though he's playing well this year, I don't want to keep Vaitai because he's an injury away from the retirement home.
At this point, I'm fine starting young. I don't, keep a couple veterans around for kind of the locker room leadership, but
Mhm.
Tear it down to the point where you're not tearing it down. You're getting rid of the garbage that Patricia decided that was a good idea. So it's not really tearing it down. It's like we've got this house that was flooded out and they never completely cleaned the basement out. You know what I mean? Like you can't start building something without getting rid of the trash. So I'm not saying Flowers is trash. All I'm getting at is the cap is trash. The cap hit is the problem. So once we get rid of that, if we just decide to go draft, and free agency here and there, but not spend too much, so that we can get those cheap contracts started, I'm fine with that. And sure, 5 years down the road, when some of these rookies are asking for more money, we can figure it out. But we got to start somewhere. And right now, if you want a job, come to Detroit. We got plenty of room for you.
I mean, the guy I wanted to target as far as wide receiver next year is Allen Robinson.
And that's a hell of a pitch. That's a hell of a pitch to free agents and undrafted free agents too.
Yeah. You don't want to sit on the bench? Come on over. We'll play you. You want to play ball? Come on over.
And on PC, definitely we got to hire you for like scouting for sure, because you know your shit. But yeah, everything that you said is like pretty much the most positive thing we've ever really wanted to hear, and we need to hear that, because it's a lot of fair weather fans out there that'll be like, oh, I just want one Super Bowl. Oh, I just want one playoff game. Dude, relax. It's going to take its time. It's going to take its toll, and we'll get there. We're not going to get there in one freaking year. Some things don't happen overnight. It's just a work. It takes a work in progress, and you got to trust the process. And if you can't trust the process, then leave, because we don't need that. We need
That's what I'm telling people.
Who can trust the process and come together as one. And we fans been here for years, man. We've been here for years, year in, year out. No matter win, lose, or draw, we know what's up. And now that the money gonna be opening up, and now that the chances that we're gonna get some decent players by the time that money opens up, it's gonna look good for us, man. Mm-hmm. And I like Dan Campbell. I like what Brad Holmes is doing. I like what the front office is making happen. I mean, this is just a leg up process. And even if we lose 5 games or maybe 10 games, it's still a work in progress. You're either going to be here or you're not, so come to Detroit. We are a hardworking city. We are hardworking people. We are hardworking, and we're blue collar to the bone. So this is what this team is based off of, and that's what it's going to be. So shout out to Terry Bradshaw. Shout out to him. Shout out to any other person that really looked at us and believed in us. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for believing in us, because we need more of that belief.
Yeah. How many times in your life that you get knocked down when you were 20, then 21, then 22, and 23, and somehow you made it to wherever you are now, and you keep getting back up, That's what these young players are dealing with right now. They don't have a lot of experience. There's a lot of rookies, a lot of the second string, third string players that are out there due to whatever reason. And these kinds of losses with this coaching staff, I'm not worried about it. Mm-hmm. I'd be worried about it with Patricia, because you could see at the end of games he just didn't care. It was almost like he's like, just go out and finish the game. But
the whole game.
Yeah, that's not happening now. You got these young players, you've got coaches that are really good at developing young talent, and you've got a lot of young players that we don't know are talented yet, but how are you ever going to know if you don't play them? And so I'm totally fine watching these games. Don't get me wrong, man. My family came over kind of unexpectedly, and so I was like running outside to see him and coming downstairs. Like, where's Matt? He's being antisocial and stuff. And I was just like, okay, I'll keep checking on the game, because I kind of figured it was going to be. I didn't think it'd be close, to be honest with you. And I calmed down, and I walked in at the right moment. I'm like, wait a minute, we're on the 20-yard line. What the hell just happened? How come we, and I watched the rest of the game, and so I get just as emotional, and I'm jumping up and down, and I can't stand still, and I'm just, like, this is it. This is going to be where he gets the bucket dumped on him, right? This is going to be it. This will be the day. And, I just I don't let it get to me anymore, if that makes any sense. I'm so battle hardened from watching this team for my whole life that I don't let the emotion get to me where I jump on my keyboard and I'm just like, fire this guy, fire that guy. That's the kind of hate and ignorance we got to get rid of in this fan base, because it's just eating us alive from the inside out. And it's not, they hear it. They act like they don't pay attention to the media. These guys are 20, 22-year-old kids. They're on their phones all day. They read this kind of stuff. That's not what they need to hear. They need to watch shows like this and hear people that really truly understand that, look, we're going through with you. You're not alone. You're not doing this alone. In fact, without us, there is no football because there'd be no money in it. So without us, there's no football.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need to keep preaching that to people and pound it into their head. Or if they get sick of it, you can walk away. We don't need you. And that's the way I look at it.
See you later.
Yeah, it drives me nuts when people are like, "Oh man, you're a Lions fan. They're trash. They're never gonna win anything as long as the forward zone." And it's like, you know what? That's your opinion. I'm still a diehard. I'm gonna stay with my team, win or lose. Unlike other fans, they just want to jump to the winning team of that year. It drives me nuts too, man.
Yeah, when you get the question that says, "So who's your like backup team?" or your second favorite team, because the Lions, is your first team. Like, you gotta have somebody to root for. I don't, you don't have a second team. If you are a loyal Lions fan, like PC is talking about, there's no second team. It's the Lions, and that's it.
You got single dad club asking,
yeah,
basically, when does it get too much for these kids? Let them decide that, and if they want to bitch and complain, I'll keep putting them in their place. And then when they want to grow up and come back and educate themselves on what it actually takes to do this and build a successful team, we'll have a conversation. But I'm not going to sit on YouTube and get into arguments with people that have no idea what they're talking about. It's pointless. Waste of my time.
It's like
with the coaching staff, I don't see these players taking a step back. Every week I've seen improvement in one area or another. And like I said, to me, this was the most complete game I've seen him play this season.
I 100% agree with that. It was the most complete game.
And this is 2 games we've held 2 really good offenses under 20 points.
We held Kirk Cousins until he went off on the prevent defense. We had him under 200 yards passing. Nobody's done that all season.
Well, it's like what my mom always tell me: you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. It's an OG thing. So we got to be impressed with what we have right now, because the future is definitely going to look bright. I mean, we really hung in there with some tough teams in the schedule. And we got to be proud of that, man.
I think the announcers in that game today even said something about that. When you play the Lions, you're going to get a fight or something like that. They said, I can't remember their exact words, but they've been saying that a lot. There's no give up
on this team.
No,
they said there was no give up in this team.
They said something about you're going to be in for a dogfight or something like that every game. I honestly, in my lifetime, I mean, you'd have to go back to like Wayne Font's era for the last time I heard anyone say anything like that in the national media. Because let's be honest, for the most part, the national media is a clickbait trash show, and I don't pay attention to it. I'd rather spend my time talking to you guys or talking to other fans that are like-minded, because it's the same old story, and they're going to keep saying that until we prove them wrong. And that's what it comes down to. You got to prove them wrong. Put your money where your mouth is and win some touchdowns, or win some games and score some touchdowns and make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs would be enough.
Hey,
Single Dads Club says, I think in the end we will be the last ones laughing.
Hey, they laughing now, but they gonna be crying later. They can laugh now, but we gonna get the last laugh, and they gonna be crying later. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we got to do. And, we going to get those adjustments right. We going to get it rolling. Jeremy B, you got my back. Statman, you got my back. Big Dan, you got my back. Soul Man, you got my back. We all ready to roll, and we got this team's back, regardless of what anybody say, because I don't pay attention to what the national media say. Let them say what they say, because when we go out there, we going to kick some ass and have some fun. They can write it down on, front page, back page. And I can almost guarantee you, we gonna rock and roll the only Detroit way we can, man. It's Motor City for life, forever, man. So we gonna do what we gotta do, and we gonna take it up a notch. We gonna learn from this, and we gonna go out there and smash people in their face. End the story.
Yep, and most importantly, we're gonna keep biting kneecaps. Okay, get ready for it.
I haven't seen that happen yet. I've been looking for it. I've been looking for the blood on the knee pads. I haven't seen it.
May not have saw the blood, but we did see a kneecap be taken out by Jalen Reeves-Maven last week.
Well, Price almost took both the guy's knees off on that return. My God,
Oh
that
my God,
tackle had me standing up, man. I was like, whoa, yeah, that reminded me of this hit. Is way back in the day.
Like, you want to take my corner spot from me? Okay, I'm gonna play hard on special teams. I'm gonna take a couple gaps off. You know, like,
yeah, and they even commented on that. I mean, it's funny how they can't get two of our players' names right ever. It's like every week they can't. What was it?
Right.
Quentin Cephas? Like what?
They called.
There's a Z in his name. Can you not see his nameplate on his back? Like, come on.
They did it with Armani too. They called him Amari.
Armani would be way cooler if you're Armani or It's kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah, I mean,
they messed up for sure, but I'm sure we're gonna be the bad boys of the NFL.
Yeah, we gotta get some. We gotta get some 88, 89 style Pistons T-shirts made up for the Lions, but with lions on them. Jeremy knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I do.
Well, man, I mean, the reactions from everybody has been great. We just thought of this earlier today on our pregame show of doing this reaction show, and it turned out to work out pretty good. It was pretty fun. It's kind of cool to get on right. I know you guys. Are you talking about the singing? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about our sponsor. We haven't brought up our sponsorship at all.
Let's do that right now, Jeremy B.
All right. Special thanks to A1 Tire and Auto. They have 2 locations to serve you in the Tri-City area, one in Saginaw, one in Bay City. They deal in custom wheels, new and used tires, as well as window tinting at the Saginaw location. Don't forget to mention this ad. You get $10 off your bill.
Boom. Yeah. Thank you to A1 Tire and Auto Repair. Hey, thanks to everybody that did jump in with us tonight. This is something that we're going to be doing going forward, our little reaction show after the game. Trying to make it a little earlier next time, so that way I just had a couple things I wasn't planning for the show, so that's just how it worked. Thank you to Chicken Nugget King and Big Dan for popping in, and PC Payload for popping in as well. It was a pleasure having you guys all in here. And
thanks for letting me vent.
No, you guys.
Sorry, I talked too much. It's like, thanks, man.
You guys are the type of people that we want on this show. So more than welcome.
Let's also give thanks and prayers to the Cook family there. Quinn Cook jumped in for a minute. And prayers for his brother that he gets well soon while he's dealing with what he's dealing with from that car accident in the hospital.
Absolutely. Hey, for our guests, PC Payload, Chicken Nugget King, Big Dan, the Stat Man, Smoking Jeremy B, and myself. Whoa, damn. I am so off track right now. Well, here's the problem. You guys may not be able to hear this right now, but I can hear my kids downstairs fighting, so it's throwing me off. So, but Stat Man, do your thing, my man.
All right. Lions Nation, here we go. Lions fight song. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave, rah, 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 go hard, win the game, with honor you will keep your fame, down the field and gain a Lions victory, go Lions!
Go Lions!
One pride, baby.
One pride. Before we go, Single Dads Club says, all right, guys, got to go. One pride. And Tom and Amy popping in and saying, love this. So thank you so much. Well, one last time, if you're not subscribed, hop on over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like and share. We are growing, and we are still just 10 away from that giveaway and that 100 subscriber milestone. So if you know anybody that would be interested in watching us, send us over their way. Again, for everybody here for the panel, thank you all so much. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the football tonight. We've got Sunday Night Football coming up. And, looking forward to it. Everybody have a great night. We will see you on Tuesday.
Good night, Lions family.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.